So far so good. If your skirmish with security set off any alarms, you don't hear them. Monica leads the rest of the team downward into the basement of the Harfield Manor. Harfeld, not Harfield, there's not an I in there. Your payday is waiting, the data vault lies ahead. Diedrich eyes the door, then turns to Monica. That's a big freaking vault. Leibchen. Bigger than on the schematic. Schematic didn't have a date. Our client may have old intel. Still, our instructions were clear. The data we're looking for should just be on the other side of this door. Monica comes a hand through her hair, parting it to reveal the black plastic sheath of her data jack. A quick jaunt into the matrix, a little digital hand waving, and I'll have this thing wide open. Be right back. Burst of static crackles through the tiny speakers on Monica's comlink. Idgus still in position outside the estate. Hold on, Monica. Who's in charge while you're jacked in? Monica rolls her eyes. Diedrich fixes his stare intently on the vault door. Glory looks cold and distant, just as she always does. We've been through this before, Idgur. You're not in the KSK anymore, and that chain of command nonsense doesn't fly in the shadows. We don't need rules and regulations to guide us, the same principles that apply to the flux state. Please spare me the lecture. Your politics have nothing to do with this. Best get used to it, Idgur love. She sighs. Look, it's a simple question. Years of experience tell me that it needs an answer. We don't have time for this, Idgur. We have a job to do. No one asked you, rookie. Come on, Monica, put someone in charge and let's get on with the mission. Monica stares at the screen on her wrist for a moment, clearly irritated, and that twinkle appears in her eye again. She smiles at you and she speaks into her comlink. Very well, we'll do this one Idgur's way. While I'm jacked in, you're in charge. There's a pause, then Idgur's voice crackles out of the comlink again. Richard, did I hear you right? You're putting the rookie in command. I'm no rookie and you know that. Monica cuts in, still smiling. You heard what I said, Idgur. This is ridiculous. I know that this is a joke to you, Monica, but I'm telling you. Idgur, Monica's tone is all business. Evidently she had heard enough. The decision is made. You have your answer. Acknowledged. Without another word, Idgur's image flickers and fades with Monica's communicator. Sorry about that, Idgur can be inflexible, the legacy of a long military career. But she knows what she's doing and she means well. It's a legitimate concern. She hardly knows me. Monica's eyes narrow. There's a thin line between concern and insubordination. You let me know if she crosses it. Okay, enough chatter. Let's get this done. Monica turns towards the door, fingers poised on the controls of her cyberdeck, and then glances back to you with a grin. See you on the other side. And then she punches in, projecting her consciousness into cyberspace where her fingers harmonise and the smooth, rhythmic, scattered. I can't even understand what that word is. That only an expert decker can achieve. Without warning, Monica's back arches violently and her head jerks back, silencing her terrible screams, not slicing. Silencing her terrible screams. Muscle spasms ripple through her face and her jaw snaps shut, sending a mist of blood spraying from between her teeth. You look down to see a nub of pink flesh hit the floor, the tip of her tongue. The room explodes into action. Glory leaps towards Monica, her hand outstretched to yank the cord from her data jack. Diedrich surges forward to wrap the team's fallen decker in a bear hug, holding her against convulsions that rack her body. Monica's unearthly screams still ring sharply in your head. You're only dimly aware of the door slamming shut behind you. So help her hold her down. As Diedrich holds Monica's thrashing body, you grab her head in both hands and hold it steady. Glory wraps a cybernetically enhanced hand around the cord. leading to Monica's data jack, and prizes it free. Combined scent of charred meat and ozone fill the air. You've seen the effects of biofeedback before, but nothing like this. Suddenly Monica's eyes flutter open, muscles tremors continue to distort her face, and blood oozes between her lips. You see the muscles in her jaw tensing, and then the look of concern in her eyes. She's struggling to speak. Save your breath. Glory's voice is strained. She had a stroke and a bad one. She'll be dead before we even make it back to the van. What the hell happened in there? Slowly, painfully, Monica wrestles her jaw open. The blood welled up in her mouth comes pouring out in a slick, covering her chest. She expels a thick, guttural sound that might be a word. Satisfied, she closes her eyes and forces her mouth to make the shape she needs. Fear. With an effort, Monica opens her eyes again and meets yours. You see pain and fear in her gaze, and something else. Hope. Verschwicken, whatever. A German word that I can't say. A sudden spasm jerks Monica's head back. She grunts. Then her chin drops to her chest and her head lolls to one side. Her eyes fix on an object in the next room, a computer terminal. The soft light of a cursor blinks on its recessed screen. Slowly she attempts to speak again, but the only sound that emerges is a long, strangled croak. A look of resignation washes over Monica's face, and she stops fighting. Her gore-slickened jaw goes slack, and she dies. So we have to keep everyone alive. So, question is, I'm going to go over here, I think, and gain some cover. Send Glory on a suicidal run. Send him there, and we'll use the take less damage spell, because that's always useful. Right, so now we want to move forward. And try... no, that was never going to hit. So she can move forward and try and kill him. Here we go. And we'll increase the accuracy again. Only 2 damage, I can deal with 2 damage. If we make sure we flank him, we can do more damage, which is always good. Monica can run in and stab him, or miss. Move to there so everyone gets the defensive bonus. And miss as well, that's always a good thing. Go in and kill him. Yeah! Excellent. Right, so now we want to switch to guns. Have everyone in position around this. I think is what I want to do. Probably want to heal. No, it's not really. It doesn't seem worth it. Right. MC POS buildings, maintenance software version 1.01, command line interface, internal memory, checksum invalid. Richard. Diedrich scans the room nervously. They've sealed the doors behind us. We've got to find another way out of here. What are you doing? Monica's trying to Monica was trying to tell me something about this terminal. It must be important. Well, any ideas? Something tells me we're going to have more company soon. I don't know yet. Watch my back while I figure this out. Text continues to scroll down the terminal screen. A problem has been detected with the core component of MCPOS. Restore MCPOS to factory default settings Y/N. Storing process will take several minutes to execute. Connected doors and peripherals will be disarmed when complete. Hit the Y key. Processing request 0% complete. As you watch the number on the screen slowly begin to climb, this is going to take a while. You glance down at the second screen to see that the facility is on high alert. In place of a simple data vault, it seems you stumbled across some kind of massive underground complex. A map of the holdfast grounds indicate that security forces are en route from multiple angles. The doors currently being rebooted by the system restore process are flashing a dull red. If you're reading this display correctly, the only exit from this room is the holdfast's old service entrance on the western side of the building. At that moment, Idgar's image winks onto your comlink with a crackling sound. The image is grainy, flickering in and out. What's going on down there, rookie? Talk to me. Monica's down. The vault was a setup. What? I'm sorry we couldn't save her. Now I'll have to get out of here. Look for an old service entrance on the west side of the main grounds. We'll rendezvous with you there. Edgar's silence is thick, but when she finally responds, her tone is professional. Roger that. She cuts out without another word. Glory turns to face you. Her movements smooth and robotic. Her voice comes out in a frosty monotone. What's the play? Monica found a way to open the doors, but it's going to take some time. Diedrich's pained expression lightens a bit. Of course she did. Thanks to her, we might get out alive. Let's find some cover and wait for the door's locks to disarm. He glances over to his fallen friend. Thank you. So now we just take our time. We've got to wait 10 turns. 9 now. So we'll just make sure everyone's set for... I need to do as much damage to these as possible to try and keep myself alive. Which is a good thing because we've got these, because he's a shaman, we can summon spirits, which are extremely useful. An 88% chance and he misses. That is just unforgivable. So now we get to give him as much AP as we wish, but he's got an 8% chance that he will escape his control, which is a problem in some ways. Figure looping towards you is big even for an orc. The majority of his body is sheathed in a suit of heavy overlapping plates. What you can see on his face looks raw and slick, like old scar tissue stretched over a tight skull. He wears an expression of supreme confidence. Alright friends, playtime's over. All you Shadowrunners are the same, skulking, sneaking, steal a vase or two from a museum. No harm, maybe I'll let you scamper away into the night. But now it's too late for you. That's for that sort of generosity. Visitors aren't welcome down here. Gaping maw of a minigun jerks upwards and an impatient gesture, loaded with malice. Drop your weapons and surrender. That's military grade armour he's wearing, hardened against small arms. We'll have a tough time getting through it. I'm less concerned about the armour, I'm more concerned about a minigun. Those things can tear a man in half in seconds. You have 3 seconds before I open the hose. Step out here and surrender, and I promise I'll make this easy. How about you drop your enormous gun and step over here instead? Funny, you're a funny guy. The orc's gauntleted fists tighten, and you hear the distinctive whir of the Vindicator's motor spinning. Up to speed, the barrel begins to blur as he wheels the weapon towards your face, to face you. Oh, come on, kill him. Kill him! Good. Now I've got the problem of I'm going to have a reloader gun. And I'm going to have him heal himself because he took some damage. Good. Okay, so he'll die next turn, that's fine. Ooh, 27% chance. That's lucky that he didn't just disappear on me and become... Actually did quite a lot of damage there, that's not too bad. I think I'm going to stay in this position for now because I'm safe as far as I can tell from his minigun. Until he does that. Right, so now I'm going to move to there. Keep myself in cover. Same with Glory. I'm going to move him up there and then he's going to use... Oh no, he's not because of... Ooh, he's still under control. That's good. This could have been a bad move. That's what I was going to say, especially if he had decided to attack me. %, chance, that was good. Tempted just to run in and attack him at close range. %27 chance to escape. Awesome, he didn't escape. Still missing. Probably going to miss. Oh, that was good. Okay, so that's the spirit down. Got a second spirit though, so we'll summon that. We've just got to survive one more turn though, which isn't too bad of an issue. The door unlocks with a loud click. Your escape route is clear. run and open the door. We want to get away from him as much as we can, so move everyone through here. Let's give him 4 AP. See if he can do a bit more damage. Use that because it all reduces AP. Well, that worked rather well. I wasn't expecting it to work as well as it did. York suddenly pauses, inclining his head to one side and covering his ear with the finger. His vindicator starts to spin down. Yes, sir, acknowledged. He grunts, briefly tapping the finger against his ear. Squads 3 and 5 report to the main entrance. Do not let the intruders escape. Without another word, he slings his weapon over his armoured shoulder and turns to leave the room. Hey, we're just getting started here. Okay, so now it's time to leave. Get everyone out of... Okay, so he's now broken my control. Hopefully, the enemy will concentrate on him and not on chasing me out of the door. Iga rises from her corpse-strewn perch at your approach. From the look on her face, it's obvious that she's already sized the situation. I knew this was going to happen. I knew it. The run was a trap. We can talk about this later. For now, we need to bug out. Monica didn't make it. We barely got out ourselves. Yes, Richard, I have eyes. I can see that. We can talk about this later. For now, we've got to get the hell out of here. It's only a matter of time before more of them come pouring out of that exit. Iga slaps the side of the van. Pile in, people, and Richard. When we get back to the Cruiser Bazaar, we're going to have a little talk. No idea if that's how you pronounce it correctly, but